Hello everyone, welcome back to the James A channel. This is quite a hasty video, but it's regarding missing episodes news. Now, I've posed the question, Doctor Who missing episodes update, or something like that in the title, and the reason I've done it as a question is because, well, you can kind of interpret what I'm about to show you as an update. Some of us maybe don't think it's an update. Personally, I do not think this is much of an update. I think it's a reminder of things. We'll get to that, but the reason I thought I'd cover it is because a few days ago there was a Film is Fabulous panel. Tim Burrows was the host. If you've seen the Doctor Who Missing Episodes podcast, very good with him, and he was talking to Sue Malden, who has been involved a lot with Doctor Who's missing episodes over the years. She was the archive selector, I think, in the 70s and 80s. So between her and Ian Levine, a lot of Doctor Who missing episodes were saved, particularly from Villiers' house. Anyway, that's enough of saying random knowledge I have of that time. The point is, in the panel a couple of days ago, she was asked about missing episodes, and I'd say just go and watch the video first. There'll be a link to it. Watch the video first, because I'm not going to do, oh, look at this little clip, then I'll talk. I'll look a bit more, and then talk a bit more. I think it just works if you see the whole thing in context, so that when I'm talking, don't take anything out of context for you. Just watch the video, it's about 5 minutes, see what you think. But my thoughts are, look, she's not really saying much. The sort of meat of the response to the question would be talking about a couple of episodes, 1 or 2 potentially returning soon. And I think a couple of YouTubers have done videos, maybe looking at what she was talking about, looking at this Doctor Who article on the Radio Times. And to be fair, the title does sound quite exciting, because it says, Doctor Who archive legend says missing episodes certainly exist in private collections. She made these comments at the Vintage Film Festival, blah 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 blah. Then there's all this sort of yap about missing episodes, saying what she did to help with that. There's a link to the video there, so yeah, go and watch it. But the quote that I'll take, because it's on the Radio Times, is Malden said, "As far as Doctor Who goes, we do not have a statement or anything to make at the moment. We do know fairly certainly that there are episodes missing in private collections. Some members of the Film is Fabulous team are in a considerably significant position to help on that." Now, that is where I think Paul Venezis comes in, because a little while ago, actually a while ago, before I was old enough to have an interest in missing episodes really, Paul Venezis talked about a collector with 1 or 2 episodes, and he kind of talked about, they were on this sales list, or they weren't on this sales list, and the very clever people on the forums managed to deduce that the 2 episodes in question were from the Harnell era. One of them would be between some of the late season 3 stories, so we're talking Celestial Toymaker, The Savages, The Massacre, and the other episode would be a bit earlier on, so it would be Reign of Terror, Crusade, or even Marco Polo, one of those. That was the rumour, and it seemed like a pretty common consensus among the more seasoned Doctor Who missing episodes fans that those were the ones in question. This guy that Paul Venezis knew about became known as the bigger fish to fry guy. So if you go on Gallifrey Base or any of the other forums, there's always kind of that running gag about the bigger fish to fry guy, because essentially he had bigger fish to fry. God, I can't talk today. He had bigger fish to fry, so he wasn't returning the episodes. And I think that's where the role of Film is Fabulous comes in, because even if this guy does have 1 or 2 missing episodes, and again, Paul Venezis, he's involved with Film is Fabulous, so Sue likely found out through him at some point, or maybe she heard down the grapevine, I don't know. The news has been out there for a long, long time. I think what we have to just keep in mind is that I think it's extremely likely that information she is talking about is, anyone could go online and say, oh, 1 or 2 episodes should be returned, because that's essentially what Paul Venezis told us a while ago. Because it's Sue Malden, and because of her position in the fandom, it certainly does seem quite exciting, so I can understand making videos on it. But, yeah, this is not a dig at YouTubers for making videos on it, because I made a video a few months ago on the Melbourne hoarder situation, And I guess I did that video just because the Melbourne Hoarder situation, I thought not really anyone knows about it. It's a situation that has been going since 2018, and we did get quite a hefty update from Aaron Challenger, so I thought it would be worth doing. There hasn't been any updates on that recently, but if there are, I'll be sure to keep you posted on it. But yeah, I think this isn't, for me personally, anything to get excited about, and with missing episodes, the last thing you want to do is get your hopes up. I'm aware of the Omni rumour and what that sort of did to people, the toll it took on people back in 2013. It can be bad because, and certainly in that instance, everyone thought all the episodes were going to come back, and then, you only get Web of Fear, most of it, and Enemy of the World. Well, that would be a little bit of a bittersweet moment. Going through the article, I'll tell you what, I'll read a little bit more. So when the time, Sue says, when the time is right, we really do hope that it will be Film is Fabulous that manages to return at least one or two, I don't know, missing episodes of Doctor Who to the BBC. And blah, 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 blah. So, Film is Fabulous, since they started, have always been getting comments about, is there more Doctor Who returning? And they've always had to say no. Occasionally they've been a little cheeky with it. They've said, we'll see what happens, or the time will come. Little stuff like that, where I don't know if they're aware that they're only encouraging the speculation further. I think videos like this, I think how you interpret the news, and this isn't to generalise, it's just my opinion on it, how you interpret the news probably comes down to your experience with missing episodes. If you're an older fan who's been through the hoaxes, who's been through the Omni Room, who's seen some of the recoveries from Terry Burnett from Hong Kong in 1992, if you see this, you're going to be thinking, oh yeah, it's cool, but I'll move on with my day, not going to think about it anymore. If you're someone who maybe doesn't know as much about missing episodes, you probably do think it's quite exciting that these are being confirmed. But even if they have been confirmed, remember Philip Morris. Philip Morris, he, I'm sure, many times has confirmed, or has at least implied that missing episodes exist out there, and we kind of know what happened to God, my hair's a mess. Philip Morris kind of implied episodes will be back. He said he knew of 6 in private collections. That always gets brought up by people. But ultimately, I think this video, I'm just doing it because I want to say I wouldn't get my hopes up personally, because even with this update, there's no indication of any time that episodes could get found. And with the Melbourne Hoarder, it was, at the time of making that video, it was kind of a now or never situation. And I think the fact that we're about 3-4 months on and there's not really anything else is telling. And Film is Fabulous, on a final note, as someone who was a lot younger and heard about Film is Fabulous, I thought, this is how we're going to get our missing episodes back. We need to remember Film is Fabulous, that is not the goal. The goal is preserving film and television, and I think constantly going around asking them for Doctor Who, particularly in the comment sections of their X and Facebook pages, is not useful. But little stuff like this, it's always nice to get little hints that potentially missing episodes could come back. That's pretty much all. I am actually going now to go and film a 500, 600 subscriber special that has been taken weeks to do. I'll explain that in the video, so you want to check that out. There's also going to be the Interstellar Song Contest review, which I'm sure will be an interesting one. Hopefully there's not any more monsters dancing in the crowd, because I saw that Sea Devil and it was a sight to behold, but I've heard stuff about Cybermen dancing in the crowd, little crap like that, so I guess we'll find out if any of it's true at the time. If you enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. It was a lot of waffling, so if you're up to this point, thank you so much. And let me know your thoughts on this and missing episodes in general, which ones you want to find. Let me know all of that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.